SRAM have released 4 new group sets today, and this is the new Force. A group set aimed at roadies that don't want to sell a kidney to buy SRAM Red, but want almost all of the features still. It's wireless, it's hydraulic, it has a new braking system, faster front shifting, and it's a bit less expensive than their existing Red 12-speed. But is it as good? We're gonna find out. Welcome to First Look, the series where we check out new and interesting bits of tech and give you the rundown on the things that actually matter. Let's get into it. Before we continue, this video is not sponsored, we're not being paid, and this is SRAM's group set that we're just borrowing. It's a shame really, it's quite nice. SRAM have 4 tiers of group set, and in order of fanciness, they go Red, Force, Rival, and Apex. Honestly, all of them are pretty fancy though. Even Apex has wireless shifting now. This Force we have sits second from the top, and it has almost all of the features from the top end Red. We're going to be focusing on Force Road in this video. At the same time, we're dropping a video about the Rival Explore, which is their gravel group set if you wanted to check that out. Compared to the old Force, this has pretty drastically reshaped levers. They're very long reach, which might be something to bear in mind regarding bike fit, as you'll be more stretched out. The hydraulic braking has been upgraded and can genuinely be operated with just one finger. In the old Force, the braking was still okay, but it's nowhere near as good as this. There's now a lot less resistance in the levers, and it feels much more pinpoint accurate and delicious. You're getting all SRAM's usual chainring and cassette options, it's 12 speed, decent range of gears, and all the options you could ever need for road use. This Force can also come with a dual-sided power meter option, which is spider-based, which means you have to use a special tool when you change chain rings, or if you have the non-power version, you can actually upgrade it later to a single-sided spindle-based power meter. So there's lots of different options at quite a few different price points.
The shifters are actually 1.5 centimeters longer than the previous version, which is absolutely massive. You'll know by now we talk regularly about how bikes are often too long for a lot of people, and this makes them longer again. If you are a hardcore bike racer, which you're probably not, then yes, you maybe want to have that nice long tucked in fast aero position, which you can definitely get with these. But for a lot of people, make sure you bear that in mind if you're considering moving to this group set.
Hey Jimmy.
Yeah.
I'm on your bike, which has the old Force.
Yes.
With the shifters that are like beluga whales.
Yeah.
Which is one of the smallest species of whale in existence.
Yeah, yeah.
You know that?
Well, of course I did. Everyone knows that.
Yeah. I'm glad that the new shifters don't look like beluga whales. Oh, Jesus.
Drop him.
Why didn't none of your bikes work?
What you do get with this shifter though is it's got such good purchase. You can get such a good grip on it in any kind of position, and it just makes it really nice to throw around. So apparently, according to various marketing documents that we received, the reason it's so long is because they've changed one of the internal widgety bits, which allows them to add the brake modulation module. And to be fair, it is pretty sick. The brakes are very good. I'll give them that for sure. It does bite like a midgie on a moist summer's evening.
Bites like a beluga whale.
Bites like a beluga whale. How does a beluga whale bite? This is like the start of a joke, isn't it? We're gonna create a live joke.
Oh shit, the hardest type of joke.
You need to go, how does a beluga whale bite?
I don't know, how does a beluga whale bite?
Like a...
Probably like this.
I know, actually think it'll be like...
So who is this for? Yes, it's second tier down in their range, but this is a serious bit of kit. There would be absolutely nothing stopping a top-level bike racer winning on this, despite it weighing very slightly more and being slightly less bling than Red. The levers are shaped like the Red levers, and in our video on that group set we pointed out how they seem to be designed for bike racers. The reach of the levers, the position you can get your hands into, it all lends itself to fast riding, and we think it feels great. It's brilliant to see this design trickling down to both the Rival and the Force, but like I said earlier, do be careful with the reach, because not everyone can tolerate a longer position.
The group set we have here is not quite Red level absurd. In fact, the RRP is over £1,000 cheaper and retails at £2,828 or €2,823 or $2,842 if you're in the US. And that is a lot of money. In fact, you'd probably still have to part with a kidney. If you ditch the power meter, however, the price does drop by over £700. Think about it.
It's quite a weird way to show me the bike, but okay, cool. It looks pretty sick, to be fair. However, I'm not convinced it's because of the group set. You can build that frame any way you want. It's going to look cool.
The rear mech looks like the L2 rear mech. I think this might be, this is my personal opinion. I think the rival looks nicer.
Evidently, they've worked hard improving the front shifting, which was a bit hit and miss before. SRAM Groups has had a reputation for dropping chains. We know they vastly improved it when they released the Red, and this is exactly the same. Way better. Is it as fast and secure feeling as their biggest rival, Shimano? I don't think so, but it's very close. It has easy to operate buttons to shift gears. Great if you ride in the cold or wet. Sometimes cabled gears do become difficult to shift. As a default, you press the right lever paddle to change down the cassette and the left pedal to change up the cassette, and both of the pedals at the same time to shift the front. Little bit annoying because you need both hands to do this, but there are bonus buttons on the shifters which can be programmed to do anything you want, so I suppose that solves this issue. It's all very customizable via their app. You can even have it change the front automatically as you go through your gears, but personally I like to turn this off. Crank lengths come in 160, 165, 170, 172.5 and 175mm, which might be limiting to very small people and very tall people.
Just on Force and Red, you've got these bonus buttons, and they can be programmed to do almost anything. So if you had a dropper, you can use them to activate that. If you want it to change the front mech, you can do that. And that's what we've chosen because we have a very niche use case, which is being able to film with one hand, like these videos, and then still change the front mech so you don't run out of gears or you're in a too hard gear and you need to change down. It's really handy to have. I don't know what else you would need them for, but I'm sure you will have lots of creative ideas. Put them in the comments down below.
Ooh, I thought of something. Well, I have a friend, Dan the One-Armed Wonder, and the clue is in the name. He's got one arm. We were chatting last night about these programmable buttons because he has to use an adapted bike with like a classified hub and a blip thing, and it gets complicated being able to operate a bicycle if you only got one hand. It's a barrier to entry. And I suppose with these little programmable buttons, you can have one go up and one go down your cassette and operate it all with one hand. Fantastic.
Some people love retrofitting an oversized pulley wheel, and more often than not, it absolutely obliterates the shifting of that bike. This group set comes with an oversized pulley wheel as standard, so hopefully for the people that want it, that'll satisfy your craving for something that's big, and you're going to get good shifting. One less job to about with.
Livability. SRAM gets big points for being entirely wireless, when we're concerned with shifting at least. There's little coin batteries in the shifters and little clip-on batteries in each of the mechs, and it talks to each other surprisingly reliably. All of these are very easy to change, but it's a bit annoying you can't just charge these with USB-C. You have to use their own dock, which is mini USB and normal USB, and then if you lose it, you have to buy a new one. All of the big group set manufacturers have their own special charging methods, and it feels a bit old and annoying compared to phone technology now, which is all becoming USB-C. Wireless components though, big win. This makes the install and replacing parts as easy as it can be. Home mechanics rejoice. Of course, there's still hydraulic brake bleeds to deal with, but that's the same with all high-end parts now. Finally, everything is compatible with almost everything. So you could use rival shifters with Red other components, and even the old SRAM Red because it's 12-speed and all the chains work, and the 13-speed chains are the same as the 12-speed chains with the Explore group set. What I'm trying to say is, they've done a great job with making everything as compatible as it can be. I personally own an old version of SRAM Red, and I really like the new levers, so I'm going to be buying a set of these rival, or maybe Force levers, probably rival, so I get the lever shape, but for a lot less money, and it will work with my old group set. Very nice.
We're now going to weigh the group set, piece by piece, starting with the crankset. 714 grams. Not bad. A very fancy looking shifter that looks pretty much like the Red group set with the buttons and the red thingy. weighs in at 408 grams. Next we have the front derailleur, very nice black stealthy redesigned with a battery, 180 grams clean. And the rear mech also with a battery, 310 grams. We have a 12-speed 1036 cassette, 301 grams. Both rotors 160 front and rear, 278 grams. And finally, calipers with the red thingy inside and the brake hoses, 329 grams. And the total weight is
2,520 grams.
We had an inkling this would happen. The incredible braking performance of the most recent Red upgrade has trickled down into the Rival and the Force group set. It's legitimately one finger braking. It's really good. It's properly good.
So, what does this group set not do compared to the top-end Red? As far as I can tell, it's only one significant thing, and that's contact adjustment. So you can't adjust how close your brake pads are to your disc rotor and how quick they bite. But you do have lever reach adjustment, which is important to get the levers close enough if you have small hands or big hands, which I think is more important. Other than that, there's a bit of weight difference. Is it anything really significant? No. There's going to be different writing on the side, if that matters to you. If you're interested in this group set, you might also want to check out Ultegra Di2. Shimano are SRAM's biggest competitor, and this is the same level as group set as Force. Campagnolo are the other big player, however, their wireless group sets are all significantly more expensive as of today. They might be releasing something new over the next few months. We'll have to keep our eyes peeled and see. If you like Italian stuff, that might be the one to go for.
As you would expect it to be, it is unbelievably good. It is some of the best, if not the best, shifting and braking in the entire world on a drop bar bike. The braking is unbelievable. The front mech shift they have finally fixed and is properly crisp and lovely. The rear mech shift is absolutely dialed in. It's fantastic. It's a lot of money. I just cannot get over the fact they've made these shifters 1.5 centimeters longer, which if you just think of it as 1.5 centimeters, you go, oh, well, that's not that much. When you put that in terms of reach on a bike, that's humongous. That's basically making it a size bigger.
It feels a lot bigger.
Like there's some bikes out there where the difference on reach is 1.5 centimeters across 3 bike sizes. Like that is huge in terms of bike terms.
I love the shifters, and because I can tolerate that kind of position, I'm going to be I thought I was going to be buying some for my old Red group set, and then I'd get all the benefits of the braking and the new calipers until I looked at the price, which is 680 quid.
The Rival ones are coming at £500, so that's £180 saving from the Force ones. So that's a decent saving, but 500 quid.
That's a quick look at the new SRAM Force. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section down below. We'll do our best to answer them.
Well, we'll make Benny go through the comments and answer them.
Oh yeah.
He did all the product research, and he's the expert now.
He's also a great cameraman.
Thanks,
and I'm
Benny.
jealous of his gilet right now.
I've got one in my pocket.